Alright, we're working on a 939 series A1 truck, 250 Cummins. This is a video on a radiator upgrade versus over to the stock one. This radiator comes out of one of the MRAPs. Costs about $300, but it does have an extra cooler on it, which in my opinion is great for anybody running the Allison trucks. It actually dropped the temperature on the Allison when I hooked into that cooler directly in July and ran it just one run, towing right around 55,000 pound gross weight. The transmission temperature with the heat exchanger hooked up by itself was 225. Without it hooked up through this cooler, it was 160 and never would move on, even on pulling mountain grades 8% for 4 miles. It never would get above 160. Radiator's pretty simple to swap in though. If you find one, they're fairly cheap. All you really need is a 1 inch or 2 1/2 inch, or square inch, 1/2 inch plate of aluminum or 1 inch plate of aluminum. Weld to the bottom of the radiator, and then basically drill it and thread the stock mount holes into it. That raises it up a little bit. I actually took another cross pipe off of one of these and cut it. It's actually an upper hose. This is an upper hose, and made it work. Had to make a new front top mount. Same top mount, just use some angle iron, 1/8 inch angle iron across, bolt it to the radiator to that mount. It actually holds really well, no vibration, not breaking off. Fan shut the same way, bolted into that. I used one bolt in the bottom to make it work. Another fan shut down there. Fans are real close to it, but with this radiator you won't need much. Over here, I used some adapters off of these into the outlet inlets are a little bit, they're smaller than the normal 5-ton inlet outlets, so they found a nap of like 12 bucks to put on there. I actually put another piece of pipe, cut it, made it there, made it work. Same thing on the shroud over here. I actually ran my oil cooler off the truck. Well, still the stock oil cooler there, but I ran the oil cooler line from this cooler to the pump and then back to the oil pan. And I mean, drive down the highway at 70, even loaded with a deuce and a half on a trailer, sitting about 48,000 pounds. I'm right around 160 to 170, 70 on temps. Could have a manual override on my fan, so I can turn on whenever I want to. But as far as I just got it was coolant temp. Oil temps. Then I actually drove back. I was running 70 and got out and just checked this, and I stopped to get fuel, and I was looking at 135, 137 on the inlet side of this cooler from the oil pump to 70 on the other side of it, without a fan clutch ever being on. So oil temp was 70 going back into the pan. Sump temp's about 130, 135, somewhere in that range. I don't worry about temps too much because, I mean, yeah, you can't burn off all your diesel and fuel and all the water in the system, but with the bypass system here, it actually heats up to 200 degrees and gets rid of all that at 6 gallons an hour. So it's a well-worked modification. It does actually come with an intercooler that actually will fit on here and still work with the hood closed. It's pretty good for the A2 trucks. Get rid of your aftercooler on the other side and make a little, modification neck to it. Then run some intercooler out of stainless steel pipe. You will like it a lot better. But you can get it for this radiator comes for about 300 bucks, which is well worth the investment.